Welcome to This Explainer. If you're a woman, digital nomad, a remote worker, or just someone who practically lives out of a suitcase, this one's for you. We all know the drill, right? Balancing deadlines across 3 different time zones while figuring out your next travel itinerary is a massive undertaking. And let's be real, usually our diet is the very first thing to go out the window. You want to eat healthy without all the hassle, but when you're navigating a brand new city every few weeks, that can feel like an impossible puzzle. Well, today we are going to solve that puzzle using some fantastic insights from NomadShe.
So let's just shatter a huge myth right off the bat. Do you think maintaining a solid diet on the road means draining your bank account or spending hours you don't have prepping food? Absolutely not. No way. Eating healthy while traveling doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to be time-consuming, and it definitely shouldn't be difficult. You really don't need a fully stocked chef's kitchen or some massive grocery budget to feel your absolute best while you're out there exploring the world.
Here is the roadmap for today's explainer. First, why count travel calories? Second, 6 easy Nomad recipes. Third, practical Nomad kitchen tips. And finally, your next meal plan.
All right, diving into Section 1. Why count travel calories? Fueling your remote workday.
Look, we all love checking out the local cafes. That's half the fun of traveling. But eating out every single day, it adds up super fast. And not just financially. Physically, relying on heavy restaurant meals can totally leave you with that dreaded mid-afternoon brain fog and an energy crash right when you need to be sharp for a major client call. On the flip side, taking just a little control of your meals with some simple calorie-counted prep is affordable and literally guarantees that sustained focus and productivity you absolutely need to crush those deadlines.
The real beauty of keeping a basic caloric framework is the sheer amount of stress it just magically removes from your day. It naturally manages your portion sizes, which helps sustain your daily energy. Plus, it puts a firm lid on your grocery spending. But honestly, the best part, it completely eliminates that awful decision fatigue of trying to figure out what's for dinner after an 8-hour work sprint. You already know what your meals are, you know they fit your goals, and you know they're going to make you feel great.
Now, before we get to the food, there's a super important caveat from our source material to keep in mind. The calorie estimates we're about to talk about, they're naturally going to fluctuate. Think about it. An avocado you buy in a market in Mexico is probably a totally different size than one you find in Thailand. It's about having a reliable baseline, not achieving mathematical perfection. Just focus on the prep and the healthy ingredients, and let the estimates be your guide. Okay, moving on to Section 2. 6 easy Nomad recipes. Simple meals for busy days.
First up is the trusty classic, the oatmeal bowl. The NomadShe guide gives us a great baseline target for this one, making it the ultimate foundational meal. You just take universally available oats and combine them with literally whatever local toppings you can grab at the market. Maybe it's fresh mango in Bali or some wild berries in Europe. It's incredibly easy to prep, requires barely any equipment, and gives you exactly the kind of slow-release carbohydrate energy you need for long travel days and heavy morning focus blocks.
Next on the list is an absolute lifesaver, the egg and veggie scramble. You literally just chop up some fresh local veggies, whisk a few eggs, and cook them together really fast. These basic prep steps make it the perfect protein-packed meal, even if you're working with the absolute tiniest, most under-equipped hostel kitchen imaginable. It's warm, it's comforting, and it'll keep you full for hours. For lunch, we've got the low-carb chicken salad. By just tossing together some pre-cooked chicken, fresh greens, and a light dressing, you instantly get a perfectly balanced meal without any actual cooking. The travel benefits here are just huge. It's a simple no-cook assembly that delivers high-quality lean protein, and you never even have to touch a hot stove, which is an absolute blessing when you're working in a hot climate. Or, hey, you can take those exact same ingredients, your pre-cooked chicken, some local veggies, and a quick sauce, and roll them up into a whole wheat wrap. This gives you one major game-changing benefit for the nomad lifestyle. You can literally eat this with one hand while typing away at your laptop with the other. It's the ultimate working lunch for when you're racing against a tight deadline, but absolutely refuse to compromise on your nutrition.
Then we have the Greek yogurt protein bowl, which highlights honestly the ultimate travel hack. It requires absolutely zero specialized cooking equipment. You just need a bowl and a spoon. Well, assuming your Airbnb host actually remembered to leave you a spoon. You can find yogurt in pretty much every grocery store anywhere in the world. So this gives you a wildly consistent, protein-packed option when you need something that's fresh, satisfying, and just completely effortless.
And wrapping up our 6 recipes, we have the Fruit and Nut Snack Bowl. This is your ultimate grab-and-go solution. You know those days when you only have 10 minutes between back-to-back remote Zoom meetings?
Having local fruits and a handful of mixed nuts ready to go gives you that quick burst of energy and totally stops you from reaching for heavily processed convenience foods. It's simple, it's natural, and it keeps your brain razor sharp.
All right, on to Section 3, Practical Nomad Kitchen Tips. Cooking anywhere. If you want to truly master travel cooking, you've got to embrace a flexible mindset. First, shop at local markets for fresh, budget-friendly seasonal items. Honestly, it's such an amazing way to soak up the local culture anyway. Second, when you get back to your rental, just be ready to get a little creative with whatever mismatched pots and pans you happen to find. But most importantly, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Save your mental energy by picking a few reliable meals and just putting them on repeat during your busiest weeks.
Keep it simple, keep it reliable. That quote right there perfectly captures the whole philosophy. This really should be every single Nomad's kitchen mantra. It's a great reminder that eating healthy abroad does not require Michelin-star techniques, endless hours of meal prep, or hauling around a pantry full of rare spices. It just requires consistency and simplicity. When you lean into the basics, you're setting yourself up for serious long-term health and productivity while you're on the road.
Finally, Section 4, your next meal plan, the complete guide.
Now, you don't have to stop here. Over at NomadShe.com, you can find the complete guide, which actually expands our 6 staple recipes into 15 easy meals. They also have an incredibly helpful free meal planning resource that takes everything we've just talked about and organizes it into a totally actionable daily format to completely streamline your diet while you travel. So, by packing these simple tools and a solid meal plan into your digital backpack, you are taking complete control over your health, your budget, and your daily energy. The old obstacles of trying to find good, healthy food on the road, those are officially gone. Which leaves just one question for you to answer. Where in the world will your next healthy meal take you? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay healthy, stay super productive, and safe travels out there.